The San Antonio Spurs have pushed the OKC Thunder to a Game 7 on Saturday night, where we will find out who will be joining the New York Knicks and taking on New York in the NBA Finals, breaking down Game 6 and looking ahead to Game 7 right now. All right, so that was a beatdown. I am currently recording this, and the game's not even over because the Spurs laid the hammer. They just destroyed the Thunder, specifically in the second half. To be quite honest, I thought that the OKC Thunder took the Spurs' first punch, handled it right in the first quarter. I thought that, there was a kind of fork in the road moment where at the end of the second quarter, we saw this movie before in Game 4 where it was about an 8-point game or so, and then the Spurs closed the half on the run, which propelled them to take over in the second half. And in this game, the Thunder made a three, they made a bucket, they kept it close. They were only down about 5 at halftime, and it looked like, all right, the OKC Thunder handled that punch and closed the half right as well. But nope, that's not what happened. Ultimately, they were down 7 at halftime, so it wasn't crazy. It could have, been pushed to 15, and that's what I was saying, where I thought at that point, if that happened, I was like, the Spurs are going to roll. But the fact that the Thunder closed the quarter okay, they didn't give up the Wembanyama half-court heave that like they did in Game 4. So it seemed like, all right, the Thunder will come out here in the second half and, kind of have that professional, close out. And they did not. And it went totally terrible. They missed. The Spurs went on a 20-0 run in the third quarter. The Spurs outscored the Thunder 32-13 in the third. It was over. And I'm going to say it. It's alarming. If you're a Thunder fan, I would be worried, okay? Because if you look at the series, I mean, yes, the Spurs took care of Game 1, and that was a great game, right? It goes to double overtime, and you could say, all right, that could have gone either way. But then after that, I mean, the Thunder wins have been convincing, but not dominant, right? Like Game 2, the Thunder win 122-113. Game 3 on the road, right? The Spurs came out and were up 15-0 in that game, if you remember. And then the Thunder got it together, professional win, and they win 123-108. All right, but they weren't dominant in that game. Right? Game 5, the Thunder win 127-114. Maybe that was the most dominant, I guess you could say, OKC Thunder win, but still, it's a 13-point game. They didn't kill the Spurs. But if you look at the Spurs wins, obviously Game 1, like we said, is a close one. But then Game 4, they win by 21. And it really, like I said, in that second half, after Wemby hit that buzzer beater to close the first half, it felt over at that point, right? And now tonight, Game 6, I mean, right now, it's 116-91 with a minute and a half left. The Spurs are going to win this by 20-plus points pretty much. And it hasn't felt – I'm here recording a podcast in the fourth quarter because it feels so over. It's so dominant. So I think the Thunder got something to be worried about here going home for Game 7. I've been bouncing back and forth with this series. I picked – the Thunder, I don't even remember if I picked the Thunder in 6 or 7. I know after last game, I thought the Thunder would close it out tonight, but that didn't happen. And I don't know what to think now because, like I said, the Spurs just look so dominant. You can't, how do you watch this game tonight, Game 6, and think to yourself, yeah, I could see the next game, the Thunder winning. That's just hard to envision after watching what we just watched. I got to give them the benefit of the doubt because they are the defending champions, but they really just looked so sloppy in that third quarter. And it's not, I mean, Wemby had a great game. Okay. Don't get me wrong. Wemby was the best player on the court tonight for sure, but he had 28 points and 10 rebounds. He shot the ball 10 for 21. It's not like Game 1 where he went off and had 41 and 24 rebounds or something. And he's capable of that. So he's certainly capable of that. And then tonight it was guys like Dylan Harper who came off the bench and finished with 18 points, right? It's these other guys. Stephon Castle, 17 points tonight. Devin Vassell, 12. Champagny finished with 10. The guys that come off the bench, sprinkle in a 3 here, a 3 there. Harrison Barnes keeping the lead over 20. Like, I don't know. It was a full team effort tonight. Keldon Johnson, 9 points. It was a team win for the Spurs tonight. And that's why it's scary, because you see that and you think to yourself, man, like, no one even went off. It's not like you can't say, like, all right, that was an anomaly. Like, you can't say Stephon Castle at 35. That won't happen again in game 7. Like, game 7, I'm sorry, I could definitely see Wemby putting up 28 and 10 at least, right? Game 7, you think the Aaron Fox is only going to finish with 5 points? So it's worrisome. Like I said, I'm just going to, obviously I picked OKC in the beginning, and I feel like I got to honor that just because of their experience. But at some point, including maybe this is that point, I got to stop doubting the young teams, because this Spurs team is way and above and far beyond their years, and they are playing some great basketball. And anytime that the pressure's been on them, they respond. So look, my mind, my logic is telling me it's got to be San Antonio. But I guess I don't know. I don't want to call it my heart, obviously, like, because to me, I'm happy either way. I love both of these teams. Wemby, I think, is a incredible superstar. I respect the Thunder. I like SGA. I know people always talk about his flopping, but hey, fine, guys. You want the flopping to stop? Everybody flops in the NBA. Okay? So what? SGA's figured it out, and he's figured out a way to get rewarded for it. Then, if you're the league and you don't like it, do something about it. But so I respect this Thunder team. But Chet's got to play better. Hartenstein's got to play better. Lou Dort, 5 points. Jared McCain finished with 13, but he was playing a lot of garbage time. J-Dub came in and just didn't look good at all. And maybe this was the game to get him some minutes so he could get that rust off for a game 7. But yikes. I'm nervous if I'm a Thunder fan here. And the pressure's all on OKC. Like, if you're the Spurs, this is house money. You're in game 7 of the Western Conference Finals with a chance to go to the NBA Finals with such a young core. This is already a huge win of a season for them. So pressure's on OKC. SGA, you got to have a game, man. He's got to have his SGA type games where he scores like 30 points at least and just looks like the best player out there with pace and with, playmaking, essentially. He finished tonight with 15 points on 6 of 18 shooting. Can't do that in the game 7. So I'm nervous if I'm the Thunder. I'm excited if I'm the Spurs, which to me takes a lot of pressure off these guys. And to be honest, does it matter? I mean, the Spurs guys have shown that they can play with pressure, right? I mean, in my opinion, they lose game 1 to Minnesota at home as the favorites. They bounced back and blew them out in game 2, right? So they showed it. They showed that they can bounce back and that they can play well when the pressure is on them. Same thing. Game 5, they came home in that Timberwolves series. Pressure's on them. They're the favorite. If they lose that game 6 in Minnesota, and they might knock them out, well, they took care of business and dominated that game. So, this game tonight, pressure's on San Antonio. Your season's on the line. If you lose, you're done. They whoop the OKC Thunder by 27 points. They won, I guess, with the exception of the second quarter. But I'm like, they dominated for the most part the first quarter and the third quarter to send a message. They won the fourth quarter by a point, but that didn't matter. The game was over. But yeah, I mean, that's the way, I see it. This game, the thing with the Thunder, they looked lost, confused, turnovers, Lou Dort passing it to McCain, who's not at that spot anymore because he's been running around. So that just goes out of bounds. Turnovers. I mean, they ended up, how many turnovers? The Thunder, they had 12 turnovers. And let me tell you, it felt like they had 22 turnovers. It just did not feel like that. They just were lost. It looked like nothing was going in. They shot 10 for 40 from the 3-point line, 25%, whereas the Spurs finished 15 for 41. Free throw line, 12 free throws for the Thunder. And I think that has to do with Wemby being there and them just shying away. And I don't know what the message will be for them, but this is what I think the Thunder need to go at Wemby. And I don't care if Wemby finishes with 25 blocks. You just gotta try to get in as much as possible. Remove your ego, Chet, or whoever, because I think it was game 4 where Chet was maybe feeling himself a little, try to dunk it on Wemby, and it got blocked. And the aggression for the rest of that game was gone. Like, no. So what? He's got an advantage over you. He's taller than you. Let him block the next shot too and keep going at him. Like, you guys, they got to be aggressive. And there was just, I didn't feel any aggression from the Thunder. SGA finished with 3 free throws. That's it. And one of them was on a flagrant. So they got to, I'm not saying get to the line by flopping, but I'm saying get to the line by being aggressive. Like 43s, that's not the way you're going to beat San Antonio. Go at him. Go at Wemby. Even if he gets a block, keep attacking. That's the way I see it. Because ultimately, and I mean, they got to make their open looks, of course, and they missed some open looks. But if you're not aggressive, it's not going to work out for you, right? And I don't know. I just, like I said, it's sure after this game, it's hard not to be a prisoner in the moment and feel like the Spurs are going to win the series. But like I said, you got to give the Thunder the benefit of the doubt. They're the defending champions. They've been here before. They've played in big game sevens before. And, can they do it again? Because last year they played the Nuggets in the game 7 and they got it done. They played the Pacers in the finals in the game 7. And yes, Halliburton got hurt in that game, but they got it done. And the pressure was on them. Well, let's see if they do it again, because the magnitude on this game is incredible. If they win this game, think about that. If the Thunder win this game and go back to the finals, potentially win the finals, hugely monumental, because now we're talking dynasty and all that. If they lose this game, they might just be another championship team that, defended their title well, pushed it to a game 7, and then that was it. They got their 1 title. So a lot is riding on this game on Saturday. I can't wait to watch it. I hope you guys are excited for it. Let me know if you think what I think as far as the Thunder needing to just be aggressive. I know Wemby's a huge defensive presence, but hey, go at him. And you got to go at him from the get-go, because every single game, the Thunder start off being down by like 10-plus points within the first 3 or 4 minutes of the game. Like, just the aggression needs to be there. So we'll see. Let me know if you guys agree in the comments, and I will talk to you guys definitely after that one. I'm excited to see that game and see what happens. Talk to y'all then.